So today in Arc Raiders I am going to show you the best and most efficient way to kill every single arc in the game. Let's hop right into it. So I think it's best we start this one off with the smaller arc. And coming in first we have the good old tick here. These guys can be killed super easy. You can actually just walk up to them, kill them with your raider tool like that. It's super easy and it's nice and silent as well. But it doesn't take much to kill a tick. 2 shots with a light ammo, kill them instantly. Or you can even use any sort of weapon, you will easily kill the ticks. Don't forget, if the ticks are sitting at a height, there is actually 2 different ways you can swing your pickaxe. You can go side by side like that, or if he's up here like so, you can jump, hit him that way as well. There is 2 different ways. I had a lot of people that actually still don't know about this, even after being so long into the game. And next up we have the pops, one of the most annoying arc in the game. But these guys can also be killed super easy. Just make sure you're aiming for the little ball area and not the outer ring, as the outer ring is more damage. As you see, the pops actually do a ton of damage when they hit you. They can leave you in a pretty bad state if there's 2 or 3 of them. As you can see, you can easily kill pops 1 shot with a heavy ammo, or 2 shots with a light gun to take them out nice and handy. You can also time it right with the pops and you can kill them with your raider tool. Don't forget, you can also 1-tap the pops with a hairpin. See that? Nice and easy, nice and silent as well. 1-tap the pops with the hairpin. It will take 2 light bullets with any other light weapon apart from the hairpin. And up next we have the fireballs, the classic fireballs. Easiest killed by letting them open up their little hole like that. Once they open up, shoot them into their weak spot. Easily killed with light ammo once again. You can also shoot them. 3 medium bullets will break off their armor and then you can easily kill them, or 1 heavy does the job as well. For the next arc here we have the turrets, which can be super annoying when they lock onto you, especially if there's 2 of them. They do a fair bit of damage, but all it is 2 shots. 2 shots with an anvil take them out nice and easy. Don't forget, you can also take out turrets super easy with a fireball burner. All you need to do is place it right, take it out. Like so. So easy. Like absolutely no damage and waste no ammo. So for the new comets, as you guys know, these guys can actually be pretty lethal. They're like a deadline on wheels. But if you actually let them get a little bit close to you and open up their little wheel like so, you can take them down very quicker. Like so. Open up and tread. And it's that easy. Now I will say 2 sea grenades will take them down. And you don't have to get as close as that. Just throw 2 sea grenades, one after another, and it will kill the comet very, very quickly. So for the sentries, these guys actually can be taken down super easy. The sentries do indeed have a little yellow gas tank on the inside of them, but you can also get close enough and take them down with the raider tool. Now I can't get an angle on this guy because he's a little bit too high, but as you can see, there's the little gas tank. That's what you want to be shooting for maximum damage. Once you blow that off, 3 bullets to take off the fuel tank, then it should be 1 shot with a heavy weapon to take down the good old sentry. So sometimes you will indeed get the old sentries here in positions like this, where you can just go up, use your raider tool, do a ton of damage to them. Like so. Nice and handy, no ammo used whatsoever. Very efficient. So now as we move on to the flying arcs, we actually have the wasps here to start off with. 1, 2, 3. 3 shots with an anvil to take down a wasp. But there actually is another way you can kill them, which is pretty funny. All you need is a snap hook and you just drag them straight down to the ground. So here we have the new firefly arc. But as you know, they can definitely be a little bit of a pain to fight. But as you can see, there is a little canister right there. If we just shoot that canister, it's going to do way more damage. We can take them down in a couple of shots with an anvil. Now you can also take down the fireflies something similar to how you would take down a hornet. So another way you can take out the firefly is very similar to the hornet, by just shooting out these rotors here. Once 2 rotors are gone, so is he. So here we have a snitch off in the distance. He's actually coming over towards me now. Let's see if he can get a little bit closer so I can show you the right spot to shoot on this snitch to be the most efficient when killing him. Now, you actually can use a seeker nade to one-tap a snitch, but it has to hit on top of him instead of on the sides or beneath. The seeker nade has to hit right on top to be able to one-tap him. Now, as you can see, here comes the snitch coming a little bit closer. See these little white panels? That's what you want to be shooting. You need to shoot off 2 of them. 1, 2, and now he will indeed deal with himself. And it's as easy as that for the snitches. So the best way to kill the hornet, I find, is to the back propellers. Take them out. Then down he goes. He takes himself out. But also, if you have a seeker nade and you throw from behind, you actually will take him out in 1 seeker nade. Now usually it does take 2, but if you hit him from behind with the seeker nade, it will indeed take him out in 1. So one of the best ways for taking down the rocketeers is indeed with wolf packs. But since the recent update, wolf packs are definitely a little bit harder to get. So my favorite way, and one of the best ways to take down wolf packs, is with a couple of hornet drivers. You can actually take them down with 1 hornet driver if placed correctly. Let's wait for him to do his little loop around here. Get this right over his head. Like so, that should take him down. And we only hit 1 thruster there. You're trying to get all 4 thrusters is the key, but as you can see, that's how easy it is to take out Rocketeer. They're not as hard as you think. All you need is hornet driver. It's as easy as that. Placement is definitely key for taking down the Rocketeers with the hornet driver, as if you get it underneath him, it's just going to disable his weapon and not his thrusters, and it won't actually take him down. So with the bombardiers and the bastions, as you know, these guys are pretty tanky and they do take a good few bullets to take them out, but the easiest way to take them out is bring in something like a photoelectric cloak and a deadline. Get in with your deadline, plant your deadline on them, back up. Got a lot of space here. Boom, there you go. That's how easy it is. So while this way isn't the most efficient, it definitely is one of the quickest and easiest. But there is another way you should be killing bombardiers, and bastions are very similar as well, and I'm going to show you right now. So let's not forget as well, for the bastions you can do the exact same thing. You can sneak up behind them. You can indeed plant deadline on them and it will take them down in 1 deadline, but that isn't too efficient. There is actually a little bit of an easier way to take them down. This is exactly how I like to do it. So we're going to start off by shooting these little yellow joints on his legs, like so, avoiding that gun because that will do some high damage. Once you take out his legs, it's going to be very easy to do a lot of damage on him, because you can come here like so and shoot the core. I like to bring in a Torrente, light up that core. Let's get a little bit of space here again. Gotta be careful. And once again, reload our weapons, and then we're going to take out another leg. Don't necessarily need a Torrente. You can go Bobcat, any sort of weapon really. Fast firing and a decent mag will do the job. And you just want to shoot into that core where I showed you to. So the main thing you're doing here when you're taking out these ball joints is that you are indeed running over and shooting up the core. So that's where you're going to do the most damage. And there you go. As easy as that. Okay, there also is a pretty funny way you can kill the bastions as well, with only a radar tool. I'm going to show you exactly how to do so. Let's make our way down here. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Gonna get in underneath it here like so. And we're just going to start swinging. I like to place myself on the circle, and then we can just keep swinging. See the way he's aiming at me there? Like he's flaming up already. I have another player here helping us, but this is the way to do it. On a budget. All you need is a radar tool. There he goes. And it's as easy as that. So the most efficient way to kill the leapers used to be just using a trailblazer. It was one trailblazer and you could take down the leaper within seconds. It was so good, but that has recently been patched. And now I find just straight up shooting him directly into his eye does the most damage. Also his shoulders as well. But once again, a wolf pack deadline, you're gonna kill him very easily. Now it actually isn't 2 wolf packs kill the leaper, it's 2, which is not very efficient. That's why I tend to not really waste the wolf packs on them. I like to just fight them normally. They're super easy to fight as well. All you gotta do is find yourself a little bit of cover before you start fighting them. Then just keep shooting them directly into his little red eye, because you're gonna do the most damage there. Now you can shoot his legs and take him apart like that, like some sort of crazy psycho, but it definitely isn't the most efficient way, as his legs don't take the same amount of damage as the old eye does. For surveyors, they can be killed by 2 secret grenades when they open, but you just have to throw them super quick, and you want to be a little bit close, because once the first one hits, if the second one doesn't hit in time, if the surveyor actually closes up, it will not kill him. But there's another way as well, as you can see me here. I like to stun him with the showstopper and then hit him with 3 trigger grenades. So as terrifying as the shredders are, you can actually take them out super easy, and all you need is a couple of these old synthesized fuels. And throw a few of them down there on the ground. Now you can also shoot the thrusters here at the bottom, and that also does a lot of damage to them. But the way I like to do it is I just like to let them deal with themselves. And that's the quickest and easiest way to deal with the shredders. Now for the queen or the matriarch, there is a couple of ways you can actually take them out. Now if you are indeed trying to solo the queen by yourself, it actually is very rare these days that you get the chance to solo the queen or the matriarch. As when you're playing in solos, a lot of the lobby tend to just go to where the queen and the matriarch spawn and take her out together. But one of the most efficient ways people like to take out the queen or the matriarch is snap hook up on top of her, break off the little bit of armor that sits on top of either the queen or the matriarch, either by shooting it off or blowing it off with some sort of grenade, whichever you prefer, and then sticking a deadline in there, or just absolutely spraying at the core, whichever one you prefer. Now you also can go back to the classic way of taking out the queen or the matriarch, and that is just putting as much damage in as possible. Now the weak spots on the queen are going to be on her belly, and also she'll have little yellow spots under her legs, which if you do enough damage to them yellow spots, you will indeed break a leg off. It's the same on the matriarch as well. Oh wow. Now both the queen and the matriarch are ranged between to have 30,000 to 40,000 of health. So make sure whatever weapons you're bringing in enough ammo and enough grenades, be enough wolf packs, deadlines, whatever you need. It's 4 to 5 deadlines to take out both of them, and also with wolf packs, I'm pretty sure it's over like 40 wolf packs to kill them. So just make sure you're bringing in enough nades, enough ammo, and the right weapons as well. Now you can actually solo either or with only an anvil. The good thing about it is as well, when you're playing solos, the lobby all come together to fight against these 2 bosses. That is the good thing about it. But where you're going to be doing the most damage against either or is in the core, the big red core. Same as the bastion has a core, same as the bombardier has a core as well. That's the way you're going to do the most damage on these 2 big massive bosses. Now next week we are supposed to get some new arc in. It's some flying arc. Looks like it has some similar attack to the queen and the matriarch. I'm not too sure exactly if it's going to be a boss or if it's going to be a smaller arc. I don't really know. But I said I'd upload this video to help you guys be able to deal with the arc in the most efficient and the best way possible. I do hope you enjoyed this little bit of content. Come next week, we're going to have plenty of content with the new update. Hopefully that will keep you entertained for a little bit. Stay safe out there, and I shall talk to you in the next one.